Good morning, Monday morning, and I don't know what date it is. Oh wow, just want to dive in there. Wait till you see this. Good morning. Morning. Look at that for a lovely way to start the day. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. Wow. Morning Melanie. How are you? Morning Claire, Heather, Philippa. Louise Carney, how are you? I hope you're well, love. I was speaking with Steve Rudin the other day there. I was wondering how you were. So, good morning. Wow. Didn't that make a great picture? Let me see if I can do that. I don't think I can when I'm live. So, good morning. And here from Lanark, reporting live. So, I titled this morning, Fear of Change, and get up as if your prayers have already been answered. First thing I'm going to start talking about is what I noticed was yesterday morning. My energy was a bit low. Yesterday morning, but what I noticed yesterday morning was I'd been set a challenge. I've been set a challenge by a colleague to do things that I'm not comfortable with. Okay, and hearing my own voice recorded has always cringed me, right? So that was something that I didn't like. So we made a challenge that I was going to make some videos in the morning, some vlogs, right? And what I noticed yesterday morning was, as I was walking towards doing the vlog, was I was like, yes, that's me like on day, that's me like halfway through. That's me halfway through. I was like, yes. And then I realised that what I was actually doing was I was having a white knuckle sobriety, if you like. What I was doing was I was actually holding my breath, and I was very rigid inside. And there wasn't any flow there. I wasn't in flow with life and with the process and with what's going on, because I'm going to get this done, and then that's me. I was doing it very masculinely, the way that I've always probably done things. So I reflected on that yesterday, and I'm grateful to have had the awareness to be able to think about it. Now, we're on day 21 of lockdown today, okay? And those of you that are into personal development will know that it takes between 21 and 40 days to install a new habit, to install a new program. So we're 21 days into that. So we're kind of starting to break. We're starting to break old patterns. Certainly if you're going to work, you're starting to break that pattern, and it takes 21 to 40 days to install a new program. Okay? So what I thought about yesterday when I went, yes, I'm halfway through this and I'm really rigid. I went, well, I'm not really present. I'm not really present when I'm doing them, if that's what I've got going on in the back of my mind. I'm not in flow. I'm not enjoying it. But what I then started to think about was, how many people are doing that with this lockdown? And I guess when I start to put everything together, I work on a retreat in Portugal. And before you go on this retreat in Portugal, you have to do a very extreme dieta, very extreme. No sex, no caffeine, no stimulants, no drugs, no alcohol, no salt. and very restricted on certain food substances, okay? And you're on that for like 3 weeks before you even come to the retreat. And what I've noticed continually, consistently from the participants at these retreats is they get to about halfway through, a little bit over halfway through, and they start saying, oh, I can't wait to have a steak, or oh, I can't wait to have a glass of wine, or I can't wait to have summer, I can't wait to... Just something. I can't wait to have something. For those of you who are not Scottish, that was interpreted as, I cannot wait to have something. Okay, just a little something. And I look and I go, are they really doing the work? You've spent 3 weeks off salt, off dairy, off sex, off drugs, off alcohol. You're a week into this retreat where you're having phenomenal awarenesses and connecting your mind, your body, your spirit, your heart, all together. Yet here you are, and you're desperate to get home and have that little something. But that was me yesterday. Walking towards doing these vlogs, I'm like, thank God I'm halfway through these now, right? So, I'm blessed with it, with awareness. And I reflected on that yesterday and gave it some thought. So, we're 21 days in. I'm curious how many people are sitting there going, oh, hurry up, get this over, get this done. So in actual fact, they're not present, we're not present. And who is? I'm not, certainly. I wish I was at this moment, then I could walk over that Clyde and be home in probably about 15 minutes instead of another 45. But I'm committed to doing the circuit this morning. The 8 miles is getting done, so I'm going to do it. How many of us are sitting right now, holding our breath, waiting for this to be over? I just wait for it to be over. When that's such a waste opportunity. It's such a wasted opportunity for us. So, I titled this Fear of Change, and get up as if your prayers have already been answered, right? Because if you are sitting there thinking, can't wait for this to be over, you are 21 days into what it takes to change a habit and a behaviour, 21 to 40 days. So if you get up and you go to the gym every day, for between 21 and 40 days, you've installed a new programme in the hard drive. You've went from couch to 5k, you've done it every day, you've went in and you've installed a new disk, a new programme into your hard drive. So whether we like it or not, there's a new programme getting installed into our hard drive because we're 21 days into this process. So are you going to be like me? Are you going to be like me yesterday and going, oh, thank God I'm nearly finished these vlogs and that's it, I can go back to not doing them. I can go back to hiding. I can go back to hiding and doing my counselling in a room just with one person. Nobody sees, nobody knows who I'm working with. It's all top secret, it's all confidential, right? And then they leave. And I kind of get to be invisible. They just get guided along the hall to where I'm working and they come and I'm invisible, Ross. It's great, love it, because actually I'm very introverted. I am very, very introverted and I'm very, very shy. As a child I was extremely shy. I used to hide behind my mum's leg all the time. Now, you're going to die, you're going to get killed if that's the way you are. So what I did was I developed a persona, a personality that was larger than life, big time Charlie, right? Loud, confident, etc, etc. But that wasn't who I was, that wasn't who I am. Far from it, it's the polar opposite. And over the years I've had like many awakenings to myself, many awarenesses that have opened me up a bit. And certainly for the last 5 years, I've dropped that persona, that attitude, that ego, if you like. That's slipping away. And the unfortunate side of that was my ego used to drive me very, very well to get things, right? It was all ego driven. I was ego driven because I felt so weak and so vulnerable inside. I felt very, I had no self-worth or no confidence inside. So I would wrap that in Armani, or I would wrap that in Prada or Gucci or a Range Rover or a Rolex. So the ego was driving me towards having these external trappings. And that ego's starting to drop away. The ego starts to melt. And the difficult thing is, I've spoke to my sponsor about this. I've spoke to my clients and spoke to colleagues about this. Is I've been learning how to manifest things, because we need money, we need shelter, we need food, we need to pay for things. And because the ego used to do that for me, the ego used to drive my life, I've not really, in a lot of ways, I've not really created the money that I used to have, or the things that I used to have. But to be honest, I've woke up at 47 and I don't really want very much. I don't want flashy stuff anymore. So how do you manifest now from without the ego? How do we draw things towards us? We're 21 days into this process. We're 21 days into lockdown. And I'm repeating myself. I realised yesterday that I was having a white knuckle sobriety. I was having a white knuckle ride. And I wasn't in flow doing these videos at all. I was just doing them because I had to do them. And that's the way we go. That's what we do. We just do it because we have to do it. You just get up and you do it because you have to do it. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. No, you're going to go. Right? And that's all in there. All that programming's in there. So get up as if your prayers have already been answered. When I wake up in the morning, and I could be running a program from the past, right? Now, yesterday, what I've realised, because I sat with my awareness, was the... I'm going to run past this other dog here. Give me a second. Guy's making quite a bit of a drama about it, so... Morning! How are you, sir? Are you well? Good, good. Right. Now, yesterday, that was a realisation when I said it out loud. I'm repeating myself, sorry. When I said out loud that, thank God I'm halfway through these. Now, because really, there was no confidence in that. Because really, I was approaching them with a construct from the past. I was living in the past. It was that time when I was set up at school to speak out loud in front of people. That time when you get up and read your homework in front of everybody. No, I don't want to do that. Right? So, because the pain was so much, and as a little guy, you're sitting there and you're almost going to pee yourself with fear, right? And what I did was I just popped out of myself and became this personality. Joker Ross went up. All right, everybody, how you doing? Making a joke to the class, and class full, class joker. And that little guy got me through it. That little guy, that personality, managed to get me to read all my stories out in front of class, and class having a laugh with the class and all the rest of it. But that little guy never got me very far at school. It never got me very far with an education. But it got me through it, right? But that little guy that was terrified, that little guy that was scared, he still lives inside me. And quite clearly he does, because I was actually in a roundabout way talking about him yesterday. I was talking about him by saying, thank God this is nearly done. Because the wee guy that was scared to go up and talk was still living inside me. So yesterday, after I realised all that, and it was a wee bit sad, and I went to walk with the wee guy, I took my wee guy a wee walk, and I was like that, right, listen, this is the way it is now, wee guy. I started talking to that wee guy inside myself. How many areas of our life in this present moment, how many of us in our lives in this present moment are we living with a construct from the past? And when we live with a construct of the past, we're immediately having an image of the past, and therefore we're having a biochemical response to the image that we're seeing from the past. So as I was approaching these videos for the last however many days, it's not important now because I've freed myself. I am now awakened to that behaviour. Right? So the image inside me was that wee guy getting up to, every time I had to hit that live button, every time I went pop, that little guy at school that nearly peed himself, that went up to read his homework in front of the class, it was him that was still there. So when I think of that image, I'm immediately thought of fear. I'm immediately getting the chemicals that are 40 plus years old. I'm habituated, I'm conceptualised, and my subjective inner experience is being ruled and dominated by an external objective reality. Right? It's the clever stuff out the way. So anytime you have an image of the past, or a thought from the past, or when you hear a piece of music that was associated to your boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife, that was less than conducive to it, you immediately mentally masturbate over the feelings that would constrict you and tighten your reality and make you small. So, get up as if your prayers have already been answered. So this morning, as I was approaching this, because I had spent some time alone yesterday with my 7-year-old, my own 7-year-old, my internal 7-year-old, and showed him all the positive things that have been achieved. And also I did a bit of apologising. To my inner Ross, my little 7-year-old, that when I dissociated from him, when I stepped out of myself when I was 7 in order to read that piece of work in classroom, I kind of left him and I abandoned him. It was like a wee kid being left at the shops and I went away home. So he was scared too. So we're 21 days into this process. Are we going to use it just to, let's just go back to how things were? Or are we really going to use this time to make a difference for ourselves? Right? Whatever it is that you choose, which you desire, which your heart feels it would like to create, feel it. Feel what that would feel like. Feel what it would feel like being free of the constraints of the past. And the only thing that's terrifying about being present is that it's unknown. And what's the fear of change? It's the fear of the unknown, right? It's the fear of the unknown, fear of change, fear of unknown, fear of how it could be. But when you do become present and you're not living in the past, and your present reality is basically a construct of the past that you're bringing with you, then look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's the River Clyde. The River Clyde runs for somewhere up round about Elsrickle. Not Elsrickle. Echofechan, up round there. And it runs all the way to Glasgow and Greenock. That ended up in Glasgow about 30 miles from here, and that's where the shipbuilding would have been back in the day. And that village there's called New Lanark. Anyway, where was I? Becoming present. What brings you feeling? And if you don't know what you like, and you don't know what you want, and you don't know who you are, like the rest of us, start it simple. I love my dog. I absolutely love my dog, and I love walking my dog. And see, when I'm with him, when I'm not doing a vlog, I watch his every move. I watch his every move, and he just makes my heart sing. He makes me so happy inside. Now, is that going to pay my mortgage, me loving my dog? Well, I love dogs. I could start a dog walking business, right? There's a need for that, because when I put a little advert on Facebook for a dog walker, I couldn't get one. There was none. So what does that show you? It shows you there's a gap in the market. If there's a gap in the market, get out and do it. The point I'm making is that makes me feel something that's in this moment. I'm not thinking about the trauma, the abuse, letting go of resentments, and the resentments to the people, places and things of the past. I'm not resenting myself, my former self, my person in the past, because he didn't know what he didn't know. That he was scared, that he was frightened, that he was shy, that he didn't have any confidence. When you're present, you know, the power of now. The power of now. Wow, I'm going to show you is this. I just said the power of now, right? And I looked up at this tree, this Illuminati tree. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Did you see that? That eye, that third eye. That pineal gland on the tree. When you become present, you can't live with the past. And the present is unknown because you have never experienced it before, because you are creating it. And this is where, whatever your construct is, if you can let go of that and become present and believe in your higher power with all your heart, believe in the Lord your God with all your heart, and walk as if your prayers have already been answered, your higher power will move mountains for you, but you need to walk towards them with a shovel. There's no point sitting in the house going, I want to start that catering company. You know, this time in lockdown's really showing me that I want to work with kids, or I want to do counselling, or I want to make blogs, or I want to become something different. See, if you just sit in the house thinking that, even praying that, God, get me the catering company. Nope, that's not going to work. You have to align that with doing a bit of research, looking into the catering company, looking into becoming a dog walker, looking into the insurances, the qualifications, the certificates. You've got to do that, right? But you've also got to feel what you'll get from having that new career, from making those changes. What is it going to feel like, okay? What is it going to feel like and live like that from that place? The Bible's my go-to book. For me now, science has become the language of spirituality. You want to make a change, you're 21 days into new habits being installed. If you're sitting there not being able to handle this, not enjoying your own company, my suggestion would be, it's a 12-step process. I love the fellowship, I love the 12-step process. I'm not identified with it. I'm not identified as it, that I need to run about with that tribe, right? I've got my own tribe. My own tribe look after me. If I do need to dip in, I'll dip in. I am a 12-stepper, right? Nor am I a Wim Hofer, or I am an NLPer, or I am a... No. I might have experienced all of the above, but that is not who I am. And that's the scary thing, when you let go of your identity to the fellowship, or you let go of your identity of being an NLPer or a Wim Hofer or whatever it is that you're doing, or a Reiki master. Who are you then? Just show up as you. Just show up as who you are. And drop all the facades, the labels. It's alright to say, oh, it's just a label, ADHD, but it's just a label turning around and saying, I'm a physicist, or I'm a psychologist, or I'm a psychotherapist, or I'm an NLPer, or whatever it is. Drop the construct, right? Get into feeling what it's like to have that abundance in your life, and joy, and get up as if your prayers have already been answered. And start living your life as if you've already got it. Start living your life as if you're already... Don't wait, mate, honestly, people, friends that are listening. I have got a list full of qualifications in my wall, from Glasgow Holistic College to Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh, to spending 100 days with this guy and 100 days with that guy, and getting this and my time and my money. And I never did anything with it. And I kept saying, as soon as I get another qualification, I'll do it. As soon as I get that, I'll do it. As soon as I wait for that to happen, then I'll change. No, I was doing it arse to elbow. I was doing it absolutely arse to elbow. You feel it. And then just start living it. Walk as if your prayers have already been answered. My prayers have already been answered. And that meant a lot of change. And change is unknown, and living in the present moment is unknown. So, I wish you a fantastic Monday, Easter Monday. Have a fantastic day. And I am so grateful. The gratitude that I feel for people that that ask me questions. Not those that say this is great or that's great or you're a smashing guy and all that kind of jazz. That doesn't do anything for me. The people that are asking questions, man, I just explode with gratitude. I'm like, yes. My friend in America, she'll watch this later on. She went, why do you always apologise about the Bible? Why do you always do this? Now, she's a Christian. She's in America. She's in the Bible Belt, right? I follow the word of Christ as best as I can. I think the works of the Bible are absolutely fantastic. But I don't know if it's a work of fiction. I don't know if it was written down by the hand of God. I really don't know. I think a large percentage of it is intelligence far superior to the human mind, but I also think that it's got a human perspective on it. I think the language of it's probably outdated now. I think that it needs a revamp, right? I think it's living in the past. It's not living in the present, although it does indicate towards the presence. I think it needs to be brought up to date. A young guy, 20, I think he's 25. I worked with him a couple of years ago. He's 2 years sober now. Not into God, not into Christian stuff, not into any of that. And he sent me a wee message and he was like that, listening to the way that you talk about the Bible. He says, you've given me a new appreciation for the Bible. And he says, I've started to pick it up. See when I get that message, that meant more to me than somebody writing a wee, oh, you're this, you're great, you are great. When I put it up there, oh, I'm not confident. Oh, you are great, you know, you're magic. I don't hear that. The private messages that people have sent me since I started doing these blogs and asking questions and being inquisitive and really want to make the changes in their life, man, that is a great feeling. Taking that wee bird out the lamppost, that is a great feeling. But then, as your old dad or your granny or whatever would have said, you've got to get a job, you've got to go to school, you've got to study hard, you've got to know. Why did they not teach me that? Why did they not teach me to feel all those phenomenal feelings inside? And I was completely shut off, and the only way I felt anything was getting absolutely smashed, and lost my teenage years to drugs and alcohol. God, what a waste. But we're learning now. So have a great Monday. Get up as if your prayers have already been answered. I'll give you one last snapshot of the River Clyde. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not worth getting up for? Have a great day. God bless.